There are some exoplanets out there that make us question what is possible. Throughout space exploration, we have discovered thousands of exoplanets, and I'm going to be telling you about 5 of them, which are insanely interesting. Meet KELT-9b. A strange exoplanet located about 670 light-years away from Earth. Located in the Cygnus constellation, this exoplanet is possibly the hottest ever discovered, with a dayside temperature of over 7,800 degrees Fahrenheit. For reference, our Sun is about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This is an insane amount of temperature for a planet. KELT-9b is a gas giant about 2.8 times more massive than Jupiter, with 1 year lasting only 36 hours. Why is it so hot? Well, it's because the star has hot poles and a cool equator, meaning that during its orbit, the planet experiences 2 cycles of heating and cooling. KELT-9b orbits a blue A-type star that is only 300 million years old. Since it is so young compared to our Sun, it's brighter and much hotter. Now, let's move on to a planet so similar yet so different from Saturn. J1407b. An exoplanet about 434 light-years away in the constellation of Centaurus. A planet that is truly the Lord of the Rings. Dubbed Super Saturn, J1407b is 10 to 40 times the mass of Jupiter. Astronomers believe that J1407b is an exoplanet, although it might even be a brown dwarf according to its mass. Brown dwarfs are essentially failed stars about the size of Jupiter but with much larger mass, but not enough to become a star. You know what else is incredible? The planet has 37 rings with a ring system radius of over 90 million kilometers. To put that into scale, the distance between the Sun and the Earth is about 150 million kilometers, so you can visualize how huge this planet really is. For the next planet, let's travel 63 light-years away to the constellation of Vulpecula, where a beautiful exoplanet exists. HD 189733b has a beautiful hue of blue very similar to Earth, but other than that, there is probably no other similarities. The planet is classified as a hot Jupiter, which are gas giants that are physically similar to Jupiter, but way closer to their star. In our solar system, Neptune has the fastest winds reaching 1,600 miles per hour, but that doesn't come close when compared to this exoplanet, which has top wind speeds of 5,400 miles per hour, or 8,700 kilometers per hour. But that's not the craziest part of the exoplanet. If you thought that was crazy enough, the rain on this exoplanet isn't water, but glass. Glass that is pushed sideways by the winds. A planet beautiful on the outside, but hell within. Since you've made it this far, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel with notifications turned on. Now let's continue. Planets are massive, and stars are even more massive, right? Well, what's weird is that there are some exoplanets out there bigger than their own star. It's incredibly rare and amazing. So for this next planet, let's travel to the constellation of Draco, to a Jupiter-sized planet nearly 7 times larger than the white dwarf it orbits. WD1856b. Stars start out like our Sun, but over time, transform into red giants, engulfing any nearby planets. Eventually, they become a white dwarf after their atmospheres blow away. But how does this planet exist then? It is theorized that WD1856b likely formed far away from its star. Scientists believe that there are many possible ways the exoplanet moved inwards, including the possibility of there being more planets that eventually kick the exoplanet inwards with their gravitational pull. There are also 2 other stars in the system, so another possibility is that those 2 stars affected the planet's orbit, moving it closer over time. It's definitely a weird type of planetary system, but fascinating at the same time. This next exoplanet is actually quite interesting, nicknamed the Diamond Planet, 55 Cancri orbits a star 40 light-years away from Earth, in the constellation of Cancer. The atmosphere of this exoplanet is mostly hydrogen and helium, plus a few wisps of hydrogen cyanide. What's interesting is that at least a third of the planet's mass is likely pure diamond and that its estimated value is 384 quadrillion times more than Earth's entire gross domestic product. That's cool, but what causes a planet to be made up of diamonds? The answer? Well, it's because the star system is primarily made of carbon, iron, and silicon, and over millions of years, 55 Cancri pressure and heat turned the planet's carbon mantle into diamond. There's no question that astronomers are going to discover even more bizarre exoplanets in the near future, but these 5 for sure were insane. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more.